Welcome to Keith's Broken Boats and other stuff. Right, back in the boat again, connecting all stuff up to my engine. This is the gear linkage here. This bottom one here, that's the one that goes down to the leg and fixed in with this bolt here, and the cable fixes into that through those two little pegs in the end of that plastic plunger. And then and this top one here, that's the one that goes around to your Morse control, and that's clamped by a nut there. And this one here has got like a little brass plunger so you can adjust it, and that's held in place with the split pin, and that, I think that allows it to give a little bit of up and down movement as it's selecting through the arc. These cables, one runs above, one runs below that hose there, which goes down into the back of the heat exchanger, and then round the back of the engine, one into the leg, one into the remote. On this bit in the back here, this is your like neutral switch. It's what it does is it cuts the ignition when you go to select gear, and it allows the engine to stumble a little bit, allowing it to go into gear a bit more smoothly. That operates as just before it selects gear, it operates that little micro switch there, which breaks the ignition contact, and then it just makes the engine stumble, so it's easier to get in and out of gear. This is where the wiring loom plugs into the engine. There's also a little trip switch above it. Any shorts or anything, that'll pop. Now we come to the front engine mounting. You adjust this up and down to align the drive coupling in the back of the engine. I should be doing that later. Right, I've got all the wiring loom and everything plugged in. So I've got a battery. I've dropped the battery leads on it, and I'm just going to see what works electrically. I've dropped the throttle linkage off so that I can operate the carburetor manually, and if I've got everything, power and everything, I'm going to see if we can give this thing a bit of a kick in the guts and get it going in the boat for the first time in a long time. So I've got this battery hooked up, the wiring loom's plugged in, and we're going to just power it up and see how we get on. There's an electric choke on this. I'm not 100% sure how it works or how to set it up, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, with the battery on and the ignition on, I've got a temperature gauge there, miles per hour gauge, trim, I think that's amp meter there, and the rev counter. You see the needle on the rev counter is up at the moment because I haven't got the, but if I power it up, I get lights in the back of all the gauges, which is a good sign. And then I've got obviously nothing on the temperature gauge or the miles per hour gauge, but the battery gauge has gone up and telling me that I've got 12 volts. And the needle on the rev counter has dropped to 0. And the oil pressure gauge up there in the corner. So we're just going to give this thing a hit on the key and see if it goes. Okay, well, I'm quite happy with how it started up, but I have got a few little issues with the engine. You can hear a bit of a chuffing noise. That's actually number 4 spark plug seat. It doesn't seem to be sealing on the spark plug very well. I've got to have a look at that. I have got a couple of little water leaks which I've got to sort out. I think one of the comments on my very early videos for this engine was, I can smell the burning antifreeze now. So obviously water leaks I've got to sort out. But it's in the boat, it's running, so we're another step further forward. While I'm here, I'm just sorting out positioning where my trim pump is going to go. So I've bored some holes in this side panel to run the hoses and the wiring through, and I'm going to position this trim pump up in this corner and fix it down, and then when I sort all the wiring out for the battery wiring for the engine and everything, I can have it all in and tied up together so it's all neat. So these hoses come into the front of this trim pump, and I've just fixed it down with some stainless steel screws and countersunk washers just to hold it firm. I'd love to know how this automatic choke works. If anybody has any ideas, any information, any tricks on setting it up or testing it or whatever, let us know in the comments or whatever. I'd love to know how it works properly so I can get it all set up. Obviously I haven't been running the engine for any length of time because I've got no raw water going through it, and I don't want to damage any of the rubber parts of the exhaust, like obviously the rubber elbow bit that it goes on the bottom of the riser, and also the flap. Okay, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, thumbs up if you liked it, like, share, subscribe, and hopefully I can push on and get a bit more done of the boat very soon. Speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.